Hello everyone, we are live.
Yeah.
Yes, we're live.
Yes. So hello everyone, we are back with another episode of our podcast. So we have Rishi, Ashwin, and Santosh back with us. Hey, hello everyone.
Hello, Soumya.
Hi, man. Hi.
Hello, Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry,
Christmas
Yeah,
to
Merry
everyone.
Christmas to
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Merry Christmas to everyone. So today we are talking about the Australia versus India second test, which is happening at MCG, Melbourne Cricket Ground. Uh, what do you guys think? What is gonna happen? Rishi, let's start off with you.
I think second and the third day would be moving day. First day, if India wins the toss, they have to go for the batting, and they have to kind of try to post about 250 to 280 runs, or probably 300 or 350 maybe. If they can't reach there, then that will be good. And then yeah, they should bowl out, Australia in about 200 runs or below, which they did the last time. And then later we have to see how the match goes. Maybe on the third day, how it changed. It might change in India's favor this time. And then yeah,
Yes,
like that.
we all want that, don't we? Yeah. So Ashwin, what do you think?
Oh well, Melbourne test, especially the Boxing Day test, is always interesting. And yeah, like Rishi said, it'll be important to win the toss. Not like last time. Last time we won the toss, but we lost. But this time, yeah, we'll have to win the toss, bat first, and yeah, we'll have to score around 250 to 300 runs, and then we'll have to bowl. I was happy with the way we bowled in the last test, and this time the lineups are out. There's no Shami, unfortunately, but yeah, I think we've got a decent lineup, and if we can bowl them out for what we did in the last match, below 200, then we have a good chance. So I think we'll have to bat better than we did in the last match.
Santosh, what about you?
Yeah, I think India should be like more positive while batting this time. They became too defensive. A wicket fell last time around. And yeah, as you both told, the bowling was pretty good. There's no fault in the bowling. Can't blame them expecting to defend 100 odd runs. So yeah, and I think India like should avoid like collapses from last time, panicking or anything, and
Yeah.
then try to play more positive and take on the bowlers. And we have Pant on this time, and if anything, if we need more runs in towards the end, he can accelerate the innings. And yeah, we have Siraj instead of Shami this time. I think it will be a good opportunity for him to prove himself because he didn't do great in the previous times he played for India. So I think it'll be a good opportunity for him. And yeah, I think India should be able to pull it off.
Yeah, interestingly, the lineups of India are out, and instead of Shaw, Shubman Gill comes in, and Rishabh Pant comes in for Vridhiman Saha. Mohammad Siraj comes in for Mohammad Shami, and Ravindra Jadeja comes in for Virat Kohli. So, what do you guys think about the lineups? Let's go with Rishi first.
Um, so yeah, I think Mayank Agarwal and Shubman Gill. They have to perform really well in the second test, because if one of them don't perform, then they'll be dropped outside for Rohit Sharma's place, because
Yes,
Rohit
of
Sharma
course.
is coming in for the next test. So whoever doesn't perform will be out. If Shubman Gill doesn't perform, then he's going to be outside. If Mayank doesn't perform, he'll be out. And rest are, I think, the same things. Like Jadeja is correct. I felt that Prithvi Shaw should have been given one more chance. Just to gain some confidence out of what he has to do. But then I think he is not in the mental state right now to come and play in the ground, because if you're not in the mental state, then I don't think the footwork will be proper, and if the footwork is messed up, then batting is messed up. So I think it is a right decision to play Shubman Gill, and it is a right decision to play Prithvi Shaw also. If they would have played Prithvi Shaw also, we wouldn't have complained, because anyway, Rohit Sharma is coming into the next test. So anyone,
Yes.
one of them has to go, and most probably Mayank will be inside because he has the experience from his before previous Australian tour, where he had played quite decently. So rest of the team, Ravindra Jadeja is another good inclusion in the squad, and he'll be bringing in his fielding and his bowling and his batting as well. So he's a 3D player. So he'll be adding as a very useful resource for India, and it will be a good opportunity for Mohammad Siraj to prove himself, because he has he has to do his debut, and I think he has played well in the first class games in India. So I think he can replicate the same thing going forward in the second test match there. And there's another inclusion which we
Uh,
say in Rishabh Pant, which we
yeah,
were expecting for the first match itself, but then no problem, we got it right now, and I think Pant will do good. He might be a little nervous, but that's fine. He's playing for the first time after a long time in Test cricket, so yeah,
yeah.
it will be good.
I think he should play his natural game.
Yes, and
Yeah.
he should not take any tension, because I think now there's a balance in the Indian squad right now, because Kohli goes out, and if you bring in Rishabh Pant, so there's a little bit more attacking of a kind of batting, and then Jadeja is also there. So I think it is a right decision, to play this type of a squad. Even they have taken out Prithvi Shaw because maybe Shubman Gill brings a good type of confidence for he's playing well. So there's I think the team believes in what he's playing right now. So I think it is a good batting lineup which India should go forward with, and a good bowling lineup as well.
Yes, let's ask Santosh what does he have to say.
Yeah, the switch for Shubman Gill and Prithvi Shaw, I think it's pretty justified. Even the form wise, Shubman Gill had a half century in the practice games, and he is more mature. That's what I feel than Prithvi Shaw. Anyway, Prithvi Shaw might get his opportunity, to prove himself in India when in England are coming to India. So I think he won't be left out for long. It's just a matter of form. And I was expecting, Saini to play instead of Siraj to replace Mohammad Shami. Because Saini, he is taller and he can get the extra bounce. And, he can also bat. We have seen him bat. He can hold one hand if he can not hit at least. So I was expecting Saini to get the edge, but Siraj has got the place. Yeah, but it's a good opportunity for him. And as we spoke about Pant, yeah, but
Yeah,
he should be allowed to play his natural game. If
natural
you ask
game.
him to defend, he will end up getting out. He'll be pushed to a corner and end up getting out. So I think he should play his natural game. Yeah, I think the team selection is pretty justified.
Okay, now let's ask Ashwin what does he have to say.
Firstly, I was surprised that KL Rahul wasn't picked. I was expecting Rahul to play, but yeah, Shubman Gill for Prithvi Shaw, I can understand that change, but the only reason I can think of is that the team management believe that Prithvi Shaw is not having that confidence to come out and bat, because when a player thinks that when he's coming out to bat, when he thinks that he'll get out, he won't be able to survive 10 balls, then that's always bad. And I think that's the reason why they've dropped him and picked Shubman Gill, because I wouldn't understand any other reason other than that. And yeah, Jadeja comes in for Kohli. I'm pretty happy with that decision. I wanted Jadeja. He, like you guys said, he can bat, he can bowl, and he's an exceptional fielder. So yeah, he is our fifth bowler as well. So we have an extra bowling option. And yeah, so I'm happy with that selection. And Siraj comes in for Mohammad Shami. Well, Shami will be missed. I don't think Siraj can replace him, but yeah, Shami is one of our. He is in. He's in exceptional form, and he is one of our best bowlers right now. So he will be missed. We don't know how Siraj will do, but hopefully he does well. Actually, I was expecting Saini to play after that first test got over, and when Shami got injured, I was expecting Saini to play. But playing Siraj, it's going to be his debut, and yeah, we'll see how Siraj goes and does. But yeah, overall, the only surprise for me was KL Rahul was dropped, but otherwise it was. And one more thing, yeah, Rishabh Pant comes in for Saha, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes,
I'm happy, or I don't mind Pant coming in, but I don't understand why they selected Saha in the first test. Then what? I don't get it. Why he has been replaced?
Yeah.
So maybe they got the selection wrong in the first test, and then now they're rectifying it. But yeah, I think that's my point. And overall, I'm pretty happy with the with the team.
Yeah. I too think that KL Rahul should have been included in the team ahead of Hanuma Vihari, I think, because KL Rahul has more experience in this, and yeah, he pretty much is all-round player. He can play any format he wants. So yeah. Okay, so moving on. What do you guys think? Uh, what's going to be the result? Like, what expectations should you have with India? We'll go with Rishi first.
Yeah, so if India posts around 300 to 350, or over that, like in the first innings,
Yeah.
then India might have a slight chance, to win the match. But I think at this point of time, before the match starts, I think Australia is, slightly ahead of India because of the side which, India is going in with. India doesn't have Kohli, so that is where the energy is coming from. But then Kohli isn't there, so I don't know where will the energy in the team come from. But still, yeah, I think, yeah, India does have a fair chance to win. You never know. This is cricket, so any point of time will change the match, and that might happen. India might win. I support India to win, but let's see what happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because look, we told in the last match as well, right? That till that half an hour to 45 minutes in which we collapsed and lost the match. Till then, I think India were ahead of Australia. So there are positives to be taken from the last test as well. So, and I think that's what the team should focus on and not think too much about what happened after that. Because yeah, it shouldn't happen again. We need to make sure it doesn't happen. It's not that you forget about it, but yeah, it shouldn't have a negative impact on the players as well. So yeah, like I said, there were positives from that match, and if we can replicate what we did before that, in I think it was the seventh session when that happened,
Yes.
and before that, till that six sessions, 5 or 6 sessions, I think India were the better side, and I think that's what we have to try and replicate again in this match as well.
Yeah. Do you guys think that Siraj will be a good add to the team? What do you think about his inclusion in the team over Navdeep Saini?
Well, at this point, we can't make out anything, right? We haven't really seen him play the red ball game, and his first class stats are good, but
Yeah.
but international cricket in Australia against Australia is a different ball game. But then I think it'll be a good chance for him to prove himself again. Um,
Yeah.
and if he bowls the right lengths, I think he can get the wickets and trouble the batsman.
Yeah. Ashwin and Rishi, what do you have to say on this?
Yeah, see, I'm not too sure about that selection. Look, I've got nothing against Siraj. I think he will do well, and I hope he does well. But I was actually expecting Saini because he's a bowler. We haven't seen both of them play for India in red ball cricket, so it's going to be new for us, whoever plays. But against Australia, now that we don't have Kohli, I think they will come at us and they will like have a feisty atmosphere. And
Yes.
like we know, last year Rishabh Pant went and told Tim Payne, temporary captain. That's gonna come back and haunt us now because I'm sure Tim Payne will come back when Rahane does that, or maybe when Pant is batting something. They will come at us because there's no Virat Kohli, and we'll have to see how Rahane does his captaincy. It'll be different from what Kohli does. But yeah, talking about the game. Uh, I personally would have preferred playing Saini because he's one bowler who can bowl it 145, 150. And and against Australia, when the temperatures are high, I think you need a bowler like that who can come and give in a bouncer to the batsman and go head to head. Uh,
Yes.
and um, and I think Saini's bowling would have suited him in the Australian conditions, but I think they've gone for Siraj because Siraj can do something. He can swing the ball more than Saini does, and that's the only thing I can see.
Yes. Rishi, what about you?
Yeah, so I feel, Saini's inclusion is, perfect. It is, like if they would have selected Saini also, it would have been fine. But Siraj also, he wouldn't do bad. I think he'll do justice to what he's given chance for. He's he has a he has a capability of swinging the ball when by bowling it front. I think he swings the ball more than even Bumrah when he bowls front with the
Yeah.
red ball. We have seen that in the practice match. And if you see exact comparison between Saini and Siraj, I think Siraj is ahead of Saini in the red ball format, not in the white ball. Red ball format, because he has played in the practice games as well. He has batted for some time there, and I think in first class cricket in India as well, he has, I think, about 150 wickets or something in about 30 or 40 games out, and that is something good. So it'll be an interesting thing to watch. We'll have Umesh Yadav as well. We'll have Bumrah as well. Bumrah will be, bowling is spot on what he does as usual, and then Umesh
He'll
Yadav
he'll
also
be
would be,
important for the team.
yeah, Umesh Yadav he's a rhythmic bowler, so he'll also be doing his work. I think
Yeah.
Siraj also will do his work, because these three are three different bowlers. So India might have that variety of bowling options. Because Siraj is somebody who you wouldn't expect him to bowl short balls that well to Australia, because Australians play short ball. It is their bread and butter shot.
Yes.
So I think that is only Bumrah's work, because Bumrah's short ball, I don't think anybody in the world can hit him for six sixes in all the six short balls. They have to miss one and they'll get out on the one short ball, or they'll get hit on their head, like Marcus Harris got last time.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
yeah, so bowling, I think short balls, or bowling on the length is Bumrah's work, but swinging the ball is Siraj's work, and he'll do it fine, I feel, with the red ball.
Yeah, Bumrah will be important for India, and Siraj will have to do his work. He will have to be spot on as well if he has a chance in the Test squad. So yeah, now what do you guys? How much of how much will Kohli will be missed? What do you guys think about Kohli's miss?
Oh, well, he definitely will be missed. It's basically removing Steve Smith out of the Australian team. And is David Warner coming back? I'm not too sure if Warner
No,
will be playing
he's
tomorrow.
not coming
I don't
up.
think so.
Yeah, I think he'll
Yeah,
Warner
come
is
so
back
that
ruled out.
for the third test.
Yes.
yeah, and we'll get in Rohit that time. So
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, removing Virat Kohli off the team is going to be a big miss. His captaincy and his batting as well. I don't think anyone can replace his batting. But who Jadeja comes in, but who will get the runs which Kohli can get? Maybe Shubman Gill, and I'm not expecting Gill or yeah, it will be wrong to expect Shubman Gill to score like Kohli will or Kohli might have done. But even if Shubman Gill scores like 70% or 60% of the runs in this series, or whoever that batsman comes in and takes their opportunity and steps up, maybe Bihari, maybe Pujara, maybe Rahane, any batsman, or maybe even Mayank Agarwal. So, look, in the first test, one thing was that in the first innings, we were reliant on Virat Kohli, and he was one batsman who looked like on a different pitch, who looked like he's playing on a different pitch, and while the others couldn't perform to his level, including the Australian batsmen. So he will be missed. But like we said, it's an opportunity for the youngsters. It's an opportunity for Rahane to show that he can be a good captain and a good leader as well. So yeah, he will be missed, but yeah, we'll have to go without him now. We cannot sit back and cry that there's no Virat Kohli and that's why we lost the match. We'll have to go head to head and try to win the match as well.
Rahul says for the swing part, why don't they try Deepak Chahar? I don't.
I don't think he has the pace to bowl in Test matches.
Yes.
He can
Yeah,
swing it, but then
Deepak Chahar,
the pace, I don't know.
he needs about 140 at least, minimum 140 for the
Yes.
test matches.
Yeah.
And Deepak Chahar, he bowls he has good swing, but then he isn't spot on.
Yes.
He
Exactly.
he bowls outside off stump and
Yeah.
down the leg
Double leg
sometimes.
play balls. Yeah.
So if
Yeah, I
you
think he's a good.
yeah,
He's a good T20 bowler, but
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about him being a regular even in the ODIs. So yeah.
Yeah.
if somebody is bowling, if he's bowling with the red ball and bowling at 130, he has to bowl like Hazelwood bowls, like at one length, and keep bowling there, keep bowling front, because that's where you will get the swing, and if you get that swing, only then you can get the batsman caught behind or somewhere trapped. But then unless you don't bowl there, if you bowl short, then they'll hit you outside the park.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah. So now,
And yeah, I've got. What do you think? Don't you think there'll be extra pressure on Bumrah now, because he's our main fast bowler. Umesh Yadav is there, but we have got our doubts about Yadav, and now we've got a youngster in Siraj. So, what do you think about that?
I think considering the injuries India has, they have put up their best bowling lineup, and not their best batting lineup. I think KL Rahul should have been there in the team instead of Hanuma Vihari. Yeah, Bumrah will have a lot of pressure on him because Siraj hasn't really played Test cricket that much, international cricket, Test cricket. So yeah, he'll have pressure on him, but he's Bumrah. I think he'll cope up with it. And Melbourne is, uh, yeah, the ball will swing. So yeah, I'm backing Bumrah.
Yeah, but one negative of that can be if the Australians or if Bumrah is not able to pick wickets. Do you guys think that we have got the quality in Siraj, in Umesh Yadav, and maybe Ravichandran Ashwin? Yeah, he can pick wickets, but talking about the quick bowlers, because we are comparing them with Hazelwood, Cummins, and Mitchell Stark. All three of them can take wickets. But do you think if the Australians, I think that'll be their plan to play Bumrah safe and then maybe try to score runs against Siraj and Umesh Yadav? What do you guys think?
Keeping their RCB form aside, I think they can perform well on this stage. Yeah, if you are considering how they play in RCB, then no, you shouldn't consider Test cricket with T20. I think they'll.
Especially Yadav.
Oh yes, Umesh Yadav. We all saw him in first Test. He was pretty good.
It was good.
He
It was good.
got he got 3 wickets. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but he got two of those 3 wickets, which were the tail enders. The problem is picking wickets up front. We've got to pick Steve Smith and Labuschagne very quickly if we want to restrict them below 300 or something.
Yeah.
So,
So
See,
what I feel is we have 5 bowlers now going into this second Test match. So we have
Yeah.
3 fast bowlers and we have Jadeja and Ashwin. So India should, I think, go with both of them in the later half of the innings. First, they should start with Bumrah and Siraj, and or Umesh Yadav and Siraj, and then Bumrah they can bring him on later, like once the ball is probably semi-new or something. Because if Bumrah and Bumrah bowls in the starting and Siraj doesn't bowl in the starting, Siraj might not be able to bowl with the semi-new ball in the starting. Like he's making his debut, right? So you can give him some confidence by giving him the new ball, and if he might pick up the wicket, he might get a boost in his confidence because he's going to, and then you can manage the workload as well, because managing a workload of Bumrah is the most important thing in the Indian side. I think they should give him only 5 or 6 overs spells, not more than that. I think what is his name? Umesh Yadav and Siraj should take that responsibility of bowling 7 or 8 overs a spell, and rest all is remaining with this one Jadeja and Ashwin. So Jadeja and Ashwin can bowl 8 over spell or something, and I think taking on Steve Smith, I think Jadeja and Ashwin will do a good job there. Taking on Labuschagne. Labuschagne looks more like excited rather than focused.
yeah,
He doesn't look focused. Yeah, he doesn't look much focused. He looks more excited. I think in first innings he was good, but in the second innings he looked too excited, which might go against him when Jadeja is bowling to him. And I think if 4 wickets, first 4 wickets fall, then I think Australian side is done, because main wickets are Labuschagne and Steve Smith. So if we get them, then it's done. So managing Bumrah's workload is important, but yeah, I think Rahane will do a great job in that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if playing Bumrah defensive will work well, because if you allow him to settle, then he will come at you every single ball. So in this Test match, so you can't really see him out like we play in T20s or ODIs. But yeah, the pressure on Bumrah is always there. He doesn't pick a wicket that we say he has had a bad day. So, but yeah, I think Bumrah will cope up to the challenge, and Siraj and Umesh have to step up. And as Rishi said, top four is the backbone of Australia. After that, we have the all rounder and then the tail. So I think we can bowl well, and this we have the quality in these four seamers. And Ashwin, yeah, he has always done well overseas or India. So I think we can do it this time.
You know,
I think India.
I'll mention a point here. Like, you know, there's an interesting thing if you see, like, if Virat Kohli is like gone out right now, so somebody, no one can replace him. But then, yeah, I think top four except Shubman Gill should take up the responsibility of filling up the boots of Virat Kohli, and I think Ajinkya Rahane and Cheteshwar Pujara might do a great job with replacing Kohli's work. And even same thing applies there also, because this one Umesh Yadav and Mohammad Siraj has to, they both have to manage Bumrah's workload. They have to take out some of Bumrah's tension, because cannot take all the tension all the time. He doesn't get a wicket, it's a bad day for him. Likewise, even if Kohli doesn't score 100, that's a bad day for him. So I think that's a similar thing which which I think they will consider, and I think they'll be successful.
Bumrah is our Virat Kohli for the bowling lineup.
You never know. Bumrah might be the Virat Kohli for us in the batting as well. You never know. But yeah, like you guys said, it's gonna be interesting. And now that our Shami and Kohli are not there, they will be missed. They are a core of the Indian team right now. So in their absence, there's no who can replace them directly. But you'll have to divide that responsibility among the whole team. So it's going to be a team game now. So right, who would you guys start the bowling with?
I'll start with Siraj. I think.
Siraj and Bumrah.
Yeah, Siraj
Or
and
Siraj
Bumrah.
and Umesh Yadav.
Siraj and Bumrah.
And you, Rishi?
I think I'll go with all three of them. That would be an interesting thing, but I think that is not a bad option. Going with all three of them. Starting would be Bumrah and Umesh Yadav, and after I think 5 or 10 overs probably all three will bowl together. Like in what do you say? Like first if Bumrah and Siraj bowls, then later Bumrah and Umesh will bowl, then Siraj and Umesh will bowl, like that. So I'll include all three of them, but then that's how I'll go with it.
Santosh?
Yeah, I think Siraj and Umesh will start off the bowling because they have to seam the ball first up. And then, yeah, Bumrah might come in as the first change, but very quick, than expected in the 8th or the 7th over, other than coming at the 20th or the 16th, 20th over. So I think, yeah, as she said, they'll mix up the combinations and try to unsettle the batsman.
But then, what do you think, Santosh? Like, if Siraj and Umesh, they get probably hit for some 50 runs in 10 overs, then what do you think? What will you do there?
Then you have to bring Ashwin in, and try something different.
But then they'll be in their hitting form, right? Australians don't stop dominating if they start dominating. So what do you think? Will you bring in Bumrah then? Will you bring in Bumrah and Ashwin? Yeah, Bumrah and Ashwin.
I don't think I'll change both. I'll change one. Bumrah.
I think
Bumrah and Jadeja.
Yes, I'll bring Bumrah and Jadeja.
Yeah.
Now, what I would do is Jadeja. Yeah, that might be a good choice, but I would start with Bumrah and maybe Siraj. I would definitely start with Bumrah because I want early wickets. Because once we know that the opening batsmen aren't very dominant, and we need to get them out quickly because we cannot go into this test series getting them to form. We know that if you're playing for your nation, you've got quality, and that's why you're playing, and that's why you're opening for your nation. So we'll have to make sure that we get early wickets. So that's why I would start with Bumrah, try to make them unsettled and possibly get a wicket or two. And I would probably start with Siraj alongside Bumrah. I would see if the ball is swinging. If it's not a pink ball test, it's back to red ball test. So I would give Siraj three or four overs and see if the ball is doing something. If he's able to cause some problems, then I would stick with him. Otherwise, I'd bring in Umesh Yadav after the sixth or seventh over period. Yeah. So what's your prediction, guys? Somil, what do you think? It's always hard to predict test because in the last match, no one would have predicted what happened, and yeah, it's not easy to predict test. But yeah, you said Australia last time, so what do you think?
Well, it'll be a tricky one for Australia this time because coming in of Ravindra Jadeja and Rishabh Pant, I think that'll be a boost for India. But when Virat Kohli goes out there, you will lose a lot of runs too. So I would still go with Australia on this one because I think their bowling is still very too good. And
That is not
India's openers are very inexperienced, so I'm going with Australia on this one again.
Rishi, what do you think?
I would still go with India with that little hope. Yeah, I don't think India's side is bad, but I think
Yeah.
there's less of experience, playing in the Australian conditions in the red ball format. If we had KL Rahul in it, probably it would have been slightly better. But I think KL Rahul's, they haven't got him inside the squad. That is also fair because he's making a comeback. He was dropped from the squad. Let's be honest, because we all love him, but then he was dropped from the squad. And when he comes in the squad, he has to wait for his opportunity because there's no one like you come in the squad, we'll give you a chance straight away. That's not happening because he hasn't scored any. He hasn't got a triple hundred in Ranji Trophy before coming in to the Test squad. He's just showed up his IPL form and previous Test tour, like not Test tour in the sense I mean previous ODI and T20 tour in New Zealand. So considering that, they have got him in the Test squad as well. So he has to wait ahead of he has to wait behind Shubman Gill, and I think he'll get the chance at when he deserves. And I think he has to score that time. If he scores, then that's it. But yeah, India can win, I feel.
No,
Santosh,
I think
one
it'll be very, very tricky because Shubman Gill, I think he'll be very unpredictable. He,
Yeah.
if he goes for run, then it'll be a big boost for India.
You know what happens? When a player from he's got lot of fame.
Yeah.
He's a trending, so there'll be a lot of pressure on him. Undue pressure.
And he's
Yeah,
Sara
so-
Tendulkar's
Yes.
boyfriend too. So
So
there's
many
a lot
people,
of pressure
so many
on
people
that.
are behind Prithvi Shaw and Shubman Gill. Who should play, who is better.
Yeah.
You cannot really compare. One day Prithvi Shaw might hit a double hundred, another day Shubman Gill might hit a double hundred. So they both are Indians, so we should support them together. We should enjoy
Yes.
their success as well.
Exactly.
And I think Shubman Gill will have undue pressure because of Prithvi Shaw, because of Virat Kohli, and if Mayank Agarwal
And
performs or
absence
doesn't,
of
because of that.
Rohit Sharma too. And
Yes, Rohit
coming
Sharma.
in of
Yes.
so
So
he'll have
if
to
he doesn't perform, then he'll be outside for the next match. Without playing,
Yeah, exactly.
playing just one test match, he has to go out. If he scores
So
a
this can
100,
go either
then
way.
yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
he has to score 100. Shubman Gill.
do you think
Or
Gill
Yeah.
will perform? Do you think he'll score runs?
I feel yes, he will perform. Maybe
Yeah.
yeah. If he
I don't
survives,
think about I don't think about 100, but I think he can hit at least 70 to 80 runs at
Yeah.
least.
if he hits 70 to
That
80 runs,
is-
he should go for 100. If he survives
Yeah.
for 15 runs, then he should
Yeah.
go for he should go for 100. I think he should survive for 10 overs. If he does, then there's no problem at all because he's a good player against a spinner as well. So he'll survive Nathan Lyon.
Yeah, he can perform. That's not what about it.
Yes.
So Santosh, what's your prediction?
Yeah, I will still go with India. Yeah, we have players missing, players like Kohli and Shami, but I think we still have champion players. They can share the responsibility and rise up to the challenge. Okay, on the field, we might have less energy. He might not have the Kohli's energy, but I think we can still do it. We have Pant behind the stumps this time, so I think he can put his inputs. And Yeah, we will. I think I still go with India.
Do you think that do you think that Pant will give any inputs from behind the stumps?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely he will.
he has to.
We have seen
Do
him in
you,
IPL, bro. He keeps shouting behind the
He
stump.
never shuts up, so that's one
No,
Yeah.
thing
yeah,
about Rishabh Pant.
the
He's the
noise
one
he
who's
makes.
gonna provide us energy.
yeah, no, not
Yeah,
just about encouraging not just encouraging his own teammates, but encouraging the opponents as well to get out. What do you think? Will he be a key factor to give some banters?
well, this time we can't say temporary captain because he's a permanent captain, not Tim Payne. So it's the
And they've
Yeah,
been doing really well since he has been the captain.
yeah. But they played only at home, but still.
this time I think he might get something from Tim Payne because he is a temporary keeper now. Like
Oh, yeah.
he's got out from the ODI and T20 squad, so
Exactly.
he'll get something from Tim Payne. I feel when he gets into the ground itself, he'll get something from Tim Payne.
Yeah, no
Well,
Kohli also.
he's
They'll go ham.
Yeah, Kohli also is not there, so they might target him bang on like.
and that might be a
But he's
problem
from
because
Delhi, bro. He's from Delhi, and Delhi people know a lot of comebacks.
Yeah,
yeah, the problem isn't the comebacks. The problem is he might get out. That's the problem for me because
Get carried away. Yeah.
he gets carried away very easily. And Tim Payne, they'll keep 2, 3 slips. They'll keep a silly point. They'll keep him packed, and they'll be on his ears. And that's when Rishabh Pant will be like, okay, screw this. I'm going for big, and he might get out. So
Get out.
I'm not too sure about how Pant will go. I think
It's a
I want
gamble.
him to do well, but I think he'll flop in both the batting innings. That's just my
No,
prediction. And I really want him to do well, man, because
Yeah.
we know he's an amazing player and he can be a good player and he can be the future wicketkeeper for us. And he it is there is pressure on him because he, like Rishi said, he has been dropped out of the T20 and the ODI squad, and now he's playing Test match. When considering his batting attributes,
It's not. Yeah.
Test
and
isn't
that
for
he's
him.
the
What
second
I
option. He was the second option for
exactly,
India.
and he's
Not
the
the first
second.
option.
He's a backup
Yeah.
keeper, a backup keeper as
Yeah.
well. So batting wise, I'm not too sure what Pant will offer, but he'll offer a lot of banter, that's for sure. And talking about Shubman Gill, I think Shubman Gill will perform. I think he will perform. I think in the first inning. I'll go wild prediction. Okay, I'll predict this first inning score. I think he'll score
I have
70 odd runs in the first innings.
I have a
And,
Oh,
question.
Gill.
I have a
Okay.
question
Yeah,
for you
Gill.
all. So, I heard from some sources that this Vridhiman Saha has played his last
Oh, yeah.
test match. So, what do you think that is it true? And if it's true, then why? And one more question is that what do you think who would be the backup keepers from India next, like after Rishabh Pant? Who would be the backup keepers?
considering Saha goes out, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if Saha is ruled, like if his career is over, what do you think that who would be the next keepers? Or anyways, like Saha is anyway 36, so in
Yeah.
another
Correct.
I think-
another 1 or 2
I
years
think-
he'll be ruled out.
I think Rishabh Pant will be jumping in the air by now because he'll be a permanent keeper by then. Yeah, and coming to the backup keeper, I think they can try with Ishan Kishan or someone. Yeah, I don't really know. They're not really very good Dhoni level keepers in India right now. So Vridhiman Saha
Do
was
you
a very
need Do you need a Dhoni level keeper, or would you go with a decent keeper who can contribute to the back?
if you're
What do
looking
you
for
all think about?
keeper who
What do you
can-
think about KL Rahul? What do you think about KL Rahul?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
think
If
India
you're
has
looking
to
for-
back KL Rahul. Yeah, this is have to back him, keep him because
Yeah,
as you
if-
said, Vridhiman Saha is old now. He can play maximum of 2 to 3 years only.
Yeah.
And if Pant doesn't perform, then India is left clueless without keepers. I think they have to start backing KL Rahul. He's a good batsman, no doubt about it, but then the keeping might require a bit, training.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you're looking for a backup keeper, then he's not a very bad option because you are looking for they are looking that he can keep in the T20 World Cup as well. So yeah, you can try him in Test as well as a backup keeper.
yeah. What I think is I don't think Saha has played his last test. I think he will play in the tests which will be in India, because in India you need a specialist wicketkeeper because the ball spins a lot here, and Saha is a better keeper than Saha is the best wicketkeeper we have right now. There's no doubt about that. So I don't think he has played his last test, but if he has, then India is in trouble, because we have just now started giving KL Rahul wicket keeping for even in India. Now he has just started keeping for India in ODI. Keeping in T20 is fine. Keeping in ODI is fine till some extent, but wicket keeping in Test match for possibly more than on 150 overs, and then come out again for maybe 100 overs in the second innings is not easy. And I'm not sure if KL Rahul will want to wicket keep for India permanently. I think he should play for India just for the fact as a batsman, as a pure batsman, and if he can wicket keep, because I don't think KL Rahul is ready to wicket keep in Tests right now. I think he's ready to play as a batsman, but I don't think he's ready to wicket keep for India in Test matches. So that'll have to improve. But on the other side, you look at Rishabh Pant. He can keep in Test, but I'm not too sure about his batting. So there's a
Yeah.
balance between. So India isn't in a very comfortable position right now, and yeah, I would like to see Ishan Kishan given a chance. Maybe not against Australia or England, but
Yes. In
maybe
India.
against yeah, maybe in India against probably, or maybe even against West Indies or someone like that.
West
Yeah, I
Indies, yeah.
think they are
So
traveling to Zimbabwe as well.
yeah,
Yes,
I
Zimbabwe.
think we're doing
Yeah.
that next year.
So do we have
So
tests there, or only ODIs and T20s?
I think we've got a couple of tests there, so that
Yeah.
might be an
So
opportunity. But I think in that series, Rishabh Pant will be given a full wicket keeping duty, as because even he needs opportunity.
Yeah.
So India is in a little bit of problem with the wicket keeping situation, but yeah, that's my opinion.
well, Dhoni's shoes are very big to fill in.
Like
So
we said,
they
you
have
cannot
a
replace
lot of
Kohli in batting, and you cannot replace MS Dhoni as well. It's been 2 years.
as a captain and as a
Bro, more than two
keeper.
years, 3 years, I guess.
It's been 2-3 years since Dhoni has gone, and there's no way we can replace MS Dhoni.
No,
But the only other thing is that we'll have to find an alternative. No one can match Dhoni's shoes, but
six
we'll have
years,
to
right?
find someone who can be.
Six
Sorry,
years
what?
in test. 6 years in test.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
six
too
years.
sure. Let me.
2014. Yeah, 6 years.
Oh, right,
Exactly.
yeah, it
Right,
was in
right.
Australia, right? Australian
Yes.
Yeah.
tour. So
First
yeah,
test
and we have
which Virat
They're
Kohli
still
lost
looking for replacements.
was in Adelaide.
So what
yeah,
do
it's
you all
been
think? You
six.
know, what do you think about Dinesh Karthik? Is he out of favor, or is he like
He's out of
is he
favor.
done?
He's very
I
old.
wouldn't, I wouldn't back him now at this stage of his career.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Somil
he's
said
very old.
we need to
I
invest in new
think
talent like KL Rahul or someone, or
right.
Yashwin.
He's
I would
Dhoni's
rather give it to Ishan Kishan. Look, I like Dinesh Karthik, but I don't think he's in form right now, first of all. And
He's a good
look,
player, but it's not a long-term solution.
then you can rather just play Riddhiman Saha instead of bringing in Dinesh
Yeah.
Karthik. So,
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
and I would rather give it to a youngster, maybe play Ishan Kishan and then see what's the potential in him, rather than giving it to Dinesh Karthik. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, 45 minutes into the show. And let's wrap up. Somil goes with an Australian win. Rishi, I haven't predicted it. Rishi and
Yes.
Santosh go for an India
India.
win, and
You didn't say a wild
I
prediction.
yeah, I my wild prediction was that Shubman Gill will score 70 odd in the first innings.
Oh,
We'll see how that goes. But predicting over the whole match, I think it'll be Australia. Um, I think I'm not too sure about a bowling lineup. I think we'll struggle, and it's in Melbourne, and Steve Smith has a good record in Melbourne. So I think he'll score a century. So I'm a little worried about India's bowling, and yeah, I think we'll miss Virat Kohli. So you look, it's gonna be very important for Mayank Agarwal and Shubman Gill now. We'll need a good opening stand. So
Yeah.
all
That's
right.
true.
So me and Somil go with an Australia win. We all really hope that India pulls it off. And Rishi and Santosh go for an Indian win. Hopefully they are the right predictors. So yeah, Thanks, guys, for coming on. Thanks, Omil, Rishi, and Santosh. And thanks, viewers. Thanks for watching us. And you guys can follow us on Instagram, crunchsports.tv. You'll get links to our social accounts and the channel social accounts down in the description box below. And you can also let us know your prediction for the match, who you think will win, down in the comment section. And we'll meet you all in the next episode. So thanks, guys. Thanks for coming on, and we'll speak to you all soon.
Merry Christmas,
Thank you.
everyone.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Again.
Okay, bye.